Alright, today I got a few things I want to talk about, but I want to get a few things out of the way real quick here. This is Mama Cat. A lot of you who've been on my channel and even over on Brighteon, lots been going on with cats around here. Mama Cat's been here since I've been here. She's put out 3 to 4 litters every year since I've been here. And at one point, her and another one that looked just like her daughter, were both pregnant at the same time. So I started feeding them. And before you knew it, I had about 30 cats, a few stray dogs, armadillos, raccoons, possums, and chickens all show up and start eating the cat food. And then we have a new animal control here, and they started trapping all the cats. The city was pretty much overrun with feral cats. Not that that was a problem. That's a whole nother story, why they did this. And I'm not going to get into that on this video, because it's a nightmare to tell as to how all this went down. But they started trapping cats and euthanizing them. So I set out on a program to save them. And save them we have. A few of my Brighteon subscribers kicked in and helped get a couple of the females spayed that weren't pregnant, so they wouldn't get pregnant. Because I had 4 females in the group that I knew of. And then a bunch of people locally have stepped in. The veterinarian who helped me out's in another town, not here where I'm at, but he got in with some of his colleagues, and now there are about 5 veterinarians in about 3 counties, and they now have support from organizations that are doing the trap, spay and release program. So that's all taken care of. Anytime we get one we need help with, it's done. So a lot of good came out of what they did, but I still have a few cats left. I have about 6 or 7. I think I have 6 that are regular and 1 that just comes around occasionally. And Mama Cat's pregnant again. Couldn't get her spayed. They have her pregnant before she's through weaning her litter. And that's just the way it is. She's the only one they do that to. She's just one fertile kitty. And this is the only kitten I have left. The rest of them all got great humps. Kittens go fast around here, especially outdoor kittens, because of the mice situation. But this one's small. He's not growing well. I've been keeping an eye on him, trying to extra feed him. He won't let me touch him yet, but he don't run from me, and he lets me sit outside with him while he eats. And this is Mean Cat. And this one gets along with everybody. He interacts with all the cats, the dogs. The possums have taken up with him. So I got a couple baby possums that hang out with this one. So he gets along with the males, the females, everybody. He's pretty much stays on the porch all the time, which I'm happy about. And of course, this is Mama Cat protecting her food. She rules the roost. She tells the rest of them what to do. Here's some chickens. Here's our chickens. These are the neighbors' chickens. They're cat food thieves. Well, anyway, back to Mama Cat here. When I was in the spay release program, my subscribers on Brighteon really kicked in and helped out, or that wouldn't have got done. And it was near and dear to my heart, because I couldn't stand that they were euthanizing these cats for no damn reason. And they got in a lot of trouble because they put down a lot of cats that were not feral, that actually belonged to people. And one of them was a local politician's mama's cat got put down. So that really opened a can of worms too. But if they didn't have a collar, they were snatching them and putting them down. And that it didn't go over well with the whole community. So it's changed now, but I've still got about 6 cats chickens, chicken thieves I call them, possums, and raccoons. The armadillo seems to be stuck in the backyard right now, and he's just digging stuff up. But I'm not sure he's eating the cat food right now. He's eating other stuff. But any donations sent at this time will go to the kitties. I got one donation on my first video back on YouTube, and I got 2 on the second one. So maybe we can get 3 on this one. I'm spending about, I'm dropping a 20-pound bag of cat food every week on the cats. And that runs about $80 to $100 a month. Add tax, it's a little over $100 a month. So that's what your donations are going to currently. And whatever's left over after the kitty fund is going to, this is my friend Isha. She's one of my subscribers. She wanted to come visit when COVID hit and shut her down. She's from South Africa, and she just now got to come. And she spent 6 weeks with me. And this is her and her dog, Gambit. And I am setting up a fund that when I get extra dollars, it'll go to so she can come back again and spend a longer visit. She wants to come for 3 months, if possible. That's what her visa allows. And, or if she can get a sponsor. If somebody here can give her a job. There, she is a retired attorney, is her profession. So, I would think something in advocacy era, social work era, paralegal. She's not licensed to practice here in the United States, but I'm sure there's something she's qualified for. She has a very good college education. So if anybody's got anything on that can sponsor Isha to come to the United States. She wants to get out of South Africa. She wants to live here in the United States, but she's only got like a tourist visa. So if anybody knows anything about immigration, how all this works, yeah, drop us a line and I'll get her in touch with you. And we'll see what we can do to move that along. I've had other company here, some of my other subscribers, and I know a lot of crap's going on because a lot of crap was going on with them. So, I know it's happening with everybody. Everybody's going through a lot of shit right now. And I wish I had good news to tell you. I wish I could tell you it's all going to get better. But unfortunately it's not. It's only going to ramp up into 2024. And then it's kind of a wait and see thing. I know that our money changes when Uranus goes into Aries. And it's going in and retrograding out. They keep threatening this digital currency on us. But when Uranus finishes its retrogrades and is fully in Taurus, you can expect them to try to implement that, or at least crash the dollar. Because Uranus in Taurus is all about the way we make money, the way we save money, the way we spend money, the way we use money, all of it. Everything to do with money, especially with savings and the future. It has to do with what you earn today and how it affects your future. So kind of like savings or investments and that kind of thing. All that's going to change. 100%. They're going to try to dump a paper fiat currency for a digital fiat currency. Which fiat currency is what's wrong with the whole world now. I don't care if you have communism, a dictatorship, a technocracy, a monarchy, a democracy, a republic. It makes no difference what kind of government you have. As long as there is a fiat currency that can be manipulated. That means money out of thin air. There's nothing backing it. There's no gold. The only thing that backs fiat currency that I know of is birth certificates. Worldwide, birth certificates back fiat currencies. That's why it's called debt slavery. That people argue with me about Bitcoin. Wait a minute, Bitcoin is not a fiat currency that is manipulated. They can create, in our current system, they can print dollars and burn dollars. They can print as much money as they want to, whenever they want to. You can't do that with Bitcoin. There was only so many made. You can never make another Bitcoin. All you can do is break it down into smaller and smaller increments, hence Satoshi. And when we max out the Satoshi, we'll just make a half Satoshi, or a quarter Satoshi, a farthing Satoshi, whatever. But you can't make more, so that you can't manipulate the markets. You can't manipulate inflation or any of that, which is what they're doing now. That's how they keep you in debt, because they manipulate the currency. They tell you what it's worth and what the interest on it is. And how the hell did I get off on that? I guess it just needed to be said. Because money change is coming next year. Be prepared. And, you know, I know a lot of you are investing into cryptocurrencies, and a lot of you are investing into gold and silver. And, you know, I'm not sure a lot of that is going to help. I really don't. If you need to invest into anything that's going to be considered of value, it would be commodities, seeds of all kinds, tobaccos, pharmaceuticals, even things like Tylenol and stuff that you're not going to be able to get anymore. Because when they crash the dollar, it's going to crash a lot more than what you think. It's going to crash. They're trying to do what I call a slow burn, but it ain't going to work. When the ball finally drops and the bankers make their move, then nothing's going to stop it. It's going to ripple worldwide. So, things you can trade: alcohol, cigarettes, pot, seeds, rice, salt, flour, oils, necessities. Be prepared. Stock up on things like coal. I spent 5 days over the summer with no power. I lost every bit of food I had in my freezer and my refrigerator. Everybody was barbecuing and trying to cook as much food as they could. Me, I was fortunate enough to have a gas stove, so even without power, I could cook indoors as well. But most of my neighbors were stuck on their grills, and everybody ate good. Everybody's trying to give each other grilled meat, and the cats ate really good that week as well, for 2 weeks actually. Because I tried not to waste any of it. It was going to be ruined anyway, so might as well feed it to the animals. Somebody needs to eat it. So, I want to talk next about why I'm making this video. I'm 14 minutes into it and haven't even got around to the reason I'm making the video. Because I want to talk about happiness. Happiness is different to everybody. The pursuit of happiness. To me, that's kind of like part of the programming. Because we're never promised happiness here. That's just one of those, what I call false hopes. And again, because one reason, happiness is different for each person. As a matter of fact, what makes us happy changes throughout our lifetime. As we change what we desire or what we think makes us happy. So the question is, what the hell is happy? What is happy? That we're joyous and carefree, not a worry in the world, that kind of thing. It's real. It seems to be really a 100% upper chakra thing. is happy. At least it is for me, to where other people, say people that are really into sex, that's what makes them happy. They want more sex, more sex. That's lower chakra. But at the same time, it evokes something or triggers something within them, chakra-wise, that makes them happy. They're sadistic happy. Evil people to make other people suffer, to watch them suffer, makes them happy. Like the mean girl in school, the bully. They get off on they derive their joy and happiness from the displeasure of others, gives them pleasure. So I'm not really sure how to define what happiness is. Is it just contentment? Is it just peace and contentment? For some people, freedom and liberty is happiness. For some, it's food. Food is happiness to them. For some people, it's love. And to me, all of these things are related to one chakra or the other. And it's all really defined in our charts, to where I'm starting to understand and I'm starting to see where our happiness is in our charts. It's something I've never recognized before. But I'm starting to see it now in my own. I can look at my life in hindsight, 20/20 vision, in retrospect. I can look back and see those times in my life when I was happy and what was going on with me and my natal chart compared to what was going on in the heavens. And you follow the patterns and you start to see it. And I'm starting to see it in the charts of others. When I know about certain events and I know what triggers that. But it's, and then again, it's easy for me to look at my own and see it. It's hard for me to look at others and see it. I can see what I would call the potential for happiness. But because I cannot see what makes a person happy, then I'm not able to pinpoint what it is in that chart that defines that. That leading to why I don't like doing what I call compatibility charts. I have been asked a lot, will you do this chart for me and this chart and tell me, is this my soulmate? And to me, that's not what the charts are about. It's not what alchemy is about. It's not what life is about. It's not what nature is about. Love is only one aspect of nature. And if you look around you, you'll notice it's not a very dominant one. As a matter of fact, it's really low on the totem pole in this world age. True love. I think a lot of people misconstrue love. Love is a verb. The Bible refers to it, the Greek, a lot of times it translates as the word charity. Because it's a giving thing. It's something you do, not something you feel. Love, real love, it hurts more than it feels good. More than you feel pleasure of it, you feel pain from it. A lot of people associate codependency with love. That's not love. That's codependency. To me, most people confuse lust with love. Oh, you're so in love with him. No, you're infatuated. You have a crush. You're lusting. That's not love. You've been lied to if you think that's what love is. Because love, here, let's go look. Because we got a good definition. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. You're just noise. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. And this one's a confusing one, because you would think giving your goods to feed the poor and your body to be burned is charity. Is it not? It's not only the act of doing, it is the intent behind it. It's intentions. You can give all your goods to feed the poor, but do it resentfully. Do it expecting something in return, having an ulterior motive. We're told when you give, you don't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing. Charity, I'm just going to start translating it love. Love suffereth long and is kind. Love envieth not. Love vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, and thinketh no evil. Thinketh no evil. That ulterior motive. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Love beareth all things, believeth all things, hope all things, and endure all things. That's pretty heavy there. To bear and endure are pretty much the same thing. But to believe all things, hope all things, that's pretty huge. If you can wrap your mind around what is said there. When I tell you all the world's a stage, and the zodiac is 12 stages projecting down, 12 cameras projecting down on the stage that is the earth. The earth is the audience, and we're looking up at 12 stages in the sky, and this performance that's going on down here. And they're all happening at the same time. What is, what was, and what will be is all happening right now. All at the same time. The past, the present, and the future is all right now. It just depends on what frequency you're vibrating at. What you get to observe. Right now, the world age is vibrating. It's supposed to be vibrating at Pisces, Virgo, feminine axis of the mutable cross. But instead, we're being given a false vibration of a Gemini, Sagittarius, masculine mutable cross vibration. The masculine axis. It is the opposite. So they're transing everything out. They're gender bending. The male for the female. The feminine axis for the masculine axis. So that puts Gemini in charge, which is the unicorn, the rainbow, the prince of the power of the air. Love never faileth. You can spit in love's face, and it'll stand there and take it. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Where there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When knowing comes, belief and faith are no longer necessary. You don't have to believe the school bus is coming. You know it's coming. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Unfortunately, that don't happen very often today. I know even for myself, I was so damaged by my childhood that it took me 40 years to get over it. It took me going through menopause to get over it. I was so wounded, so traumatized. I tried every way to heal it. I tried throwing myself into my career. I tried throwing myself into motherhood. I tried throwing myself into a marriage. I tried throwing myself into anything to heal, rectify, or band-aid over those traumatized wounds. And until I really broke down and became completely empty again, like I was in that cotton field as a child. I had to go through that as an adult. And menopause threw me into that because it empties you. You lose your femininity, the hormones in your body, your chakras, your endocrine system. It changes and you change. And when you change, the world around you changes. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, even as also I am known. That is such an Aquarian statement. That is such an out-of-the-body experience statement. And now abideth faith, hope, and charity. Faith and hope are two parts of Pisces. Pisces is I believe. It's blind faith. These three, but the greatest of these is charity, love. He laid down, what is the greatest commandment in the New Testament is the greatest thing a man can do in his lifetime is to lay down his life for his friend. That's the greatest thing you can do. Let's look at some more about what the Bible says about love. Love covers a multitude of sins. Love covereth all sins. Proverbs 10:12. Hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins. Luke, for if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. This is love your enemy. Love your enemy. Everybody loves those that love them. What's that? You got to love your enemy. And above all things, have fervent charity, love among yourselves. For love covereth the multitude of sins. This is what I'm talking about, banking karma. You can't just go out and open the door and do the smile. You have to do it with love. You have to do it with intent. You have to do it from the heart. You have to do it giving, expecting nothing in return. As a matter of fact, you might open that door and get cussed out or spit on by some woke-tard. Just smile through it. Remain steadfast in that love. Herein is love, not that we loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Let him know that he which covereth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death, and shall hide a multitude of sins. For behold, for peace I had great bitterness, but thou hast in love to my soul delivered it from the pit of corruption, for thou hast cast my sins behind thy back. There is no fear in love. There's no lower chakra in love. There's no lower chakras in love. No Mars. Fear. Mars. But perfect love casts out fear. Perfect love is courageous. It's bold. Like he told me in that cotton field. If you care so little for your life, why not give it for a cause? I stand in the gap for you between life and death. There are 4 other children suffering the same thing you are. Stand in the gap for them, even if it kills you. And immediately that was well with my soul. I knew it was the right answer. That real love will stand in the gap even if it kills you. Then said the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who took to other gods and loved flagons of wine. Different kind of love. Not charity love, not verb love. That's more desire, lust. That's lower chakra. But as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you, for ye yourselves are taught of God to love one another. That's the golden rule. To love one another. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, and to love their children. I don't think true love can be taught. It's either something you have or something you don't. It can be understood. It can be defined. It can be refined. But I'm not sure love can be taught. I know that hate can. Hate can be taught. Now, the resemblance of love can be taught. I know a lot of narcissists, and I grew up in a house full of them. So I know what love bombing is. And that's all fake crap. That's not love. That's not love. That's all a put on. It's a pretense to get what they want. No man hath seen God at any time, because you can't see God with your 2 eyes. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us. There's that word perfected again. When that which is perfect is come. I tell you, I've only seen perfection once in my whole existence here. Just one time. I've seen what I would call, oh, that's absolutely perfect. And it's what I refer to as nature's magic alchemical circle. And that's the zodiac. When you look at it as an alchemical circle, it's perfect. There's no flaw in it. There's no error in it. And its purpose is to refine you, to refine your soul, till it's pure gold, till you become the philosopher's stone within yourself, within your own self. So is love what makes people happy? What is love? What is happy? What is all of that? Is that what we're supposed to be doing here? All men are created equal. We have the right to the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of it. Happiness changes for me all the time. I've never experienced what I would call true happiness in the body. I've never experienced true love in the body. Not compared to what you do once you open that third eye, or you have that waking out-of-body experience, or a near-death experience, which is different from a sleeping astral travel or lucid dreaming. That's completely different from when it happens to you when you're wide freaking awake. And I'm not talking meditating. I'm talking wide awake. Poof, you're out of your body experience. Or poof, you just had a near-death experience. This happens in the twinkling of an eye. My third eye opened in the twinkling of an eye. Just blink. I went from one frequency to another. I was suddenly standing in the land of milk and honey. But I was standing in the same place I was before. I was just vibrating at a different frequency, which put us about 6 inches or more, maybe a foot, off the ground. Literally, it is a dimension right here all around us. And when you're in that dimension, you can see in this dimension. But in this dimension, you can't see into that one. When I drowned in that pool, I was really shocked that I could hear everybody's thoughts outside of the pool. I could not only hear what they were saying, I could hear what they were thinking. And there was like 7 or 8 people up there. And I knew what all of them were thinking and what all of them were saying. I knew what was going on in the water with my body and it drowning. I could see it drowning. I could see it struggling. I knew it was in fear, but I didn't give a crap about it. I didn't care anything about this body. Okay, Miss Kelly needs my help. Okay, that took a while. Sorry about that, but I'm going to have to cut the video here. Kelly needs more of my attention, and this is going to take a while. Remember to bank your karma. Do that random act of kindness, but do it from a place of love for humanity, love for all of creation, for all of it. And this channel is 100% viewer supported by subscribers like you. Won't you donate to the Feeding the Feral Fund and my Bring My Friend Back Over Fund? I could definitely use the Feral Fund this month. I don't get paid again till next Friday, and I don't have enough cat food for a couple of days. So, yeah, any donations would be more than appreciated right now. Not just by me, but by all my critters I'm feeding right now. Alright, love y'all all bunches, and I'll see you in a couple of days. I've got some extra time right now, so I'm going to try to make as many videos as I can. I've had company for a couple of months. I have about a 2.5 week break here, and then I'm going to have more company for a few more months. So, I'm going to take the extra time I do have right now and try to slap out as many videos as I can. I do have a lot of stuff on the agenda I want to talk about. I have a lot more about this reality thing and this, what our expectations are here and how we've been programmed to expect this place to be different. I actually remember coming into the body, and I have those memories are as clear to me right now as they were when they happened. And I had expectations of what I thought this place was supposed to be and how wrong it was to me. So I have expectations that I brought with me, and then I have expectations that were programmed into me, and then I have expectations based on my own knowledge, learning, what I think this place is and all of that. And we're going to get into a lot of that. Alright, people. Love y'all bunches.